Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing? It's the Saturday morning Sanity check. How you doing, Miss Camille?
I'm doing well today. It's a good day for me.
Yes, it's a good day every day. So,
Every day.
how things been for you lately?
Lately, it's been good. I had a good day yesterday. Taught a four lenses personality inventory course, and
Okay.
that went over really well. And had my birthday this week, and my
Hey. All right. Happy birthday.
thank you, and also my going away. It's retirement time, so I'm almost out the door. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's been great.
Good morning, Miss Monique. Good morning. Good morning. So this has been it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get all the formalities out the way. If you are on Facebook, all right, if you're on Facebook, not YouTube, but you want um, your comment to be shown, please make sure you go to streamyard.com/Facebook. So you have to allow your permissions and everything to be up there. Okay. But yeah, she says happy birthday. Happy
Yeah,
birthday. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about your vibes. Okay. Catching vibes. Oh my goodness. It's a crazy thing. So if you think about it, not only do we need to catch them, but we need to be able to give them. What you think, Camille?
absolutely. We always that law of reciprocity. You get what you give. The energy you put out is what you get back. So,
Mhm.
so important. So important.
Yes, it is. It is. So there's some things that I was looking up, and it starts obviously with us within our immediate surrounding. So what can we do to provide or have positive vibes, or start your day off with positive vibes? The first thing that I remember was, when you wake up, make your bed. Okay, you have to make your bed because in a way that's like you're accomplishing something first
Yes.
thing of the day. And also, don't be afraid to open up the windows, to get some of that sunshine in, right? Because that vitamin D is good. If you're not taking those supplements, you can get it naturally by receiving that natural sunlight. What you think about that?
Absolutely. Vitamin D is huge. And I didn't realize how huge it was until, you take for granted that you're outside every day and the sun shines, most days. And until I became vitamin D deficient. And
Hmm.
I did not know that. And so it causes a lot of other issues, depression, sad, what they call it, seasonal affective. It's depressive disorder. And so when
Hmm.
you're in places like Alaska or the Dakotas or over in Europe and it's dark for most of the days, it literally affects all of your mood. You have to have that vitamin D, but it causes fatigue, which I have extreme fatigue. And so I had to get on a regimen of vitamin D, 5,000 IUs per week for months, just to get my levels back up to normal. And
Hmm.
it a whole lot of difference. So sun is very, very important. Sun, vitamin D. Yes.
Hmm. Wow. And it's a major thing. It's a major thing. Things that we have to do. Hey, what's going on, Matthew? It's a major thing that we have to do. We have to put those things into consideration. Another thing I saw was, watch this, just cleaning up your crib, right? Just straightening up, get the clutter out the way,
Yeah.
decluttering. Okay. Personally, and this was how I felt versus me really looking it up, but I feel so much better when things are, you know, decluttered, right? I can see where things are supposed to be and put things up and everything. So I feel a little bit better. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know how you can feel by just cleaning your crib on up, just give it a shot, right? Early in the morning. What you think about that? How do you feel when you do that?
My kids will tell you, that's the one thing. I come in and it's clutter. I'm like, but then I also tell people that
It
um,
drives you crazy.
it, it drives me crazy, but it is also a reflection of what's going on in my mind. So when my mind is cluttered, usually my space is cluttered,
Mhm,
or when my space is cluttered, my mind is cluttered. So I have to intentionally, I actually just did it the other day,
mhm.
but I have to intentionally go in and say, okay, something's off here, all this clutter, what's going on in my mind, whatever, and I start cleaning my space. I clean out my space. I, dust, straighten up, put things where they're supposed to be. And when I walk in after that, it's like peace. There's just a peace about having everything in a certain order. And I know some people are like, that's how I function. I function in clutter. You might want to reevaluate, what's really going on, because
Right.
really, cleaning out your
Yes,
space.
because
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yes, because and I was thinking about that because there's people that say they need their stuff everywhere, but that means that you're you're comfortable living a chaotic life. You get what
Yes.
I'm saying? It's just chaos everywhere. That's not normal, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to just have stuff all over the place, that's what's going on inside. Okay, it's borderline off. Hey, and I'll tell you that not being an expert, but just by living by experience. Okay, clean up your crib. Okay, prioritize things. So now it's just on the same line as getting that fresh sunlight. But check it out, getting fresh air would help lower blood pressure. Did y'all know that? Hmm.
Good
Just getting
oxygen.
fresh air, cracking open the window. Mhm.
Yes. I said that good oxygen, that good
Yes,
oxygen, oxygenating your blood and that flow, and it
yes.
just it does a world of difference when you sit in the house all day and you're breathing this stale air, that stale energy, because we're going to talk about energy, that everything has an energy, and you don't cleanse that
Mhm.
energy, you don't get any kind of flow, it affects everything in you. So you need that new air, that fresh air, that oxygenated, not was it word just went out of my mind. But anyway, carbon dioxide and all that kind of stuff is what I was trying to say. But you
Mhm.
need that fresh air, that fresh flow, to continue to help, oxygenate your blood and everything else, and lower those stresses and lower those blood pressures. So yes, absolutely. Yes,
Absolutely,
meditation helps the
absolutely.
airflow. Absolutely.
Yes, meditation. You're absolutely right. And we was going to touch on that. So it's not, you can meditate, you can pray, whatever. You can find your balance, if you will. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, things that can help do that. But so within your home, picture how you can feel by just adding a plant or some house flowers in your home. That helps too. Okay, that helps as well. What you think about that, Camille? You got plants over your house in your crib?
So most people know that I love plants. Okay, so plants are my thing, not
Mhm,
necessarily flowers. Even though I have these beautiful red roses in front of me right now that I absolutely love, and they're blooming so beautiful. I'll probably show you guys. But anyway, I love plants. Plants are life, and they oxygenate the air, and it just brings this
mhm,
this newness and this freshness into the home. I had plants that I had for
mhm,
years and years and years. Unfortunately, there was something in the air outside that got in the house when I opened them and I went to give them some fresh air. And I call it an ick, and it killed my plants. So I was really, really sad, but I'm getting more because
mhm.
it does something to your mood, to the atmosphere, everything. It just brings life into the house. So I love plants, and I'm loving flowers now. So yeah.
Mhm. I understand, and I can dig that. And I got a couple of them here at home, and it feels good. But good morning, everyone. Just want to let you guys know if you're on Facebook, make sure if you want to leave a comment, go to streamyard.com/Facebook. Okay, and we're talking about catching vibes, and positive vibes, catching vibes and preventing negative vibes. And how do you go about doing that? Now, Camille, what do you think about burning sage?
So it is a cleansing. There's a few different types of, herbs you can burn in your house. Sage is one of the more popular ones, and it really is just to go in and cleanse. And if people have never heard of
Mhm.
saging or what's the word I'm looking for? Smudging is the word I'm looking for. Smudging your house where you go and you
Smudging.
bundle, huh?
Oh, I didn't know that word smudging.
Yes, it's called smudging. And it really is a bundle. You can buy them at a lot of health food stores and things like that. But it's supposed to get rid of all of the negative energy, all of the toxins in the air. And basically, there's a bundle. You would burn it. Back in ancient times, they used to do it. Our ancestors used to do it. Go in all the corners of your house, all of the rooms, the doors, and everything, and burn this sage to get rid of all of the negative energy, get rid of all of the toxins, get rid of all of the whatever else is going on, in your house that could potentially be bringing you down. And it's a cleansing ritual that you do for your house. So I'm all for burning sage. I'm all for burning sage, and it's just good for you.
Okay. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all heard it here. Miss Camille burns sage. Now, if you go there and you smell something, it's sage. It ain't wacky tobacco. All right. Now, I know she's getting ready to retire and everything, but
No way.
no. Leave,
No.
leave it alone now. All right. We go be high off life. Right
Yes.
on.
Yes.
All right. So now let's talk about the how do you be positive or creating that positive energy at work. Now, the reason why this is so imperative and important is because we can set up our environment at home, but when we're going to work, those that are going to work, we can pick up somebody's negative juju. You
Yes.
okay? Because not everybody have that wherewithal to be positive. And so when you go to work, you can catch it just like a cold. Okay, it's just like a cold. So what you don't want to do is catch that. Now, how do you prevent that, Camille? What you think? How do you prevent catching somebody else's mess,
Well, you have to be self-aware for
negative
one.
energy?
Yes, you have to be self-aware. You have to
Mhm.
know your environment. So when you go in there, a lot of times I used to just have to pray before I went in there. Okay, prep the environment, do whatever your choice of meditation, prayer, cleansing, whatever it is. Sometimes you have to have that precede you into the workplace, and then when you get there, you probably have to
Mhm.
give a little more. But you also have to. You can create an environment without just being like, oh, you just nasty today or whatever. So a technique that I learned that was really,
Mhm.
really easy is instead of people saying, hey, how you doing today? And people go fine or I'm good or whatever. You go, hey, tell me something good that's going on in your life today. And it forces them
Hey, there you go.
positive. It literally, you'll see them go, instead of the normal, yeah, I'm good, and walk off. They're like, let me see. And I'm like, give me something positive. Give me something good that happened to you today. And I sit and I wait, and then sometimes they laugh. They be like, dang, I never really thought about it like that, and it automatically changes the energy in the room. Everybody's kind of like looking up for something, or we used to say hunt the good stuff, so it changes their whole mood, which changes the mood in the office or the wherever you are. And so I've learned to adopt that technique a lot. And then just going in with a smile. And I already know that people are
Mhm.
one way. It's hard to be positive and negative in the same room. So I choose to flood it with positivity. And I walk in and I'm smiling every morning. I walk into my CSS. The first thing I do is every single person in that office. Good morning. How you doing? How's it going? What's up? Good to see you today. How was your
Yeah,
evening? And so everybody's like,
on
oh, hey,
purpose.
hey, hey. So you can create it very
Mhm.
easily by just very
Mhm.
small gestures. So
Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. And so how about this? So this what I would say. When you go there, you need to arm yourself already and
yeah.
focus on your positive energy. Okay. And you want to focus on the positive energy and accomplishing a goal. Now, with a smile. But before we go in deeper into that, I want to say good morning to everybody. I see Miss Ashley. How you doing, ma'am? Okay, okay. And be an atmosphere charger. Okay, changer. Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to talk about that too, especially with the essential oils and jewelry. And even though that's a little new age to certain people, they do have added benefits. But one thing I would say that helps is giving individuals compliments,
Yes.
sincere compliments,
Yes.
okay, and positive, right? Not just saying stuff to be saying, because we all can just say stuff, but
Mhm.
find the good in anyone, but
Absolutely.
not just say it to yourself. Like you see somebody has a nice some nice shoes on, nice dress, saying to yourself, oh, that's a nice dress. No, say, hey, you know what, I like that. Now watch yourself, okay, because you don't want to get into the
Yeah.
harassment type, like, yo, I'm feeling that dress. Don't feel the dress, like the dress. You look good in the dress, keep it pushing right on. But it's individuals feel a way when you compliment them, because no kidding, when we go out, yes, we do think we dress up because we want to look good for ourselves, right? But we also like to feel that appreciation. So what you think about that, Camille?
Absolutely. Compliments go a long way, and I had a hard time with compliments before, and then somebody just said, hey, just accept it. All you have to do is say thank you. Because I was like, I don't really know what to say,
That's
how to
it.
feel.
Yeah.
And it felt good, but it was
Mhm.
just weird for me. I'm usually complimenting people or whatever. And so I learned to just say thank you. So now when I compliment people and I see them react in the same way that I did, I go, just say thank you. And, walk off, just say thank you. And so, it's not, and then the other
Mhm.
thing is that a lot of people think like if they compliment, somebody's in competition or they're trying to do this. No, we should just be able to compliment each other. Just genuinely,
Yes.
you are beautiful. I tell women all the time, you are beautiful. I love that. Your hair is gorgeous. And they go, oh, girl, really? And I'm like, oh, I just did something. It took me 2 minutes. I don't care how many minutes it took you. It looks good on you. Keep wearing it, and
Right.
then keep pushing. And then you just see kind of that atmosphere, like you said, shift. But compliments are huge, and we don't give enough of them, enough genuine compliments. And it doesn't just have to
Yeah.
be physical. It could be something, how they work, their work ethic, or how they love their families or their children, or they're good at a certain thing that maybe people just don't pay attention to, and that will change the way
Yeah.
people work. They change the way they
I
interact.
agree.
That they do so many
Mhm.
different things when you just compliment them on basic levels. Basic
You
levels.
you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And Ms. Lily Wilson says we sometimes downplay the compliments. And you're right, we do. And sometimes we do because I would say, in my experience, and I've seen this in other individuals, they don't believe it within themselves,
Yes.
right? So it's unfortunate we have to get to that place to say, okay, I want to get to the place where I can accept someone's compliment. And like you said, just say, you know what, thank you. I appreciate it. Because real talk, I do appreciate it. You get what I'm saying? I do appreciate it. But if someone say, hey, Seth, hey, I like your haircut, like, no, man, no, it ain't nothing.
Right.
Now it's a difference between being humble and being and downplaying
Mhm.
yourself. You know what I mean? Like if someone is trying to give you your roses, figuratively speaking, take them. You know what I mean? Someone is taking the time out to acknowledge you, right? So don't just make it seem like it's no big deal, because it is. You are a big deal, just like they are a big deal, and we have to be cognizant of that, because it can go back and forth, and that's how individuals can feel good about themselves, and it's all good. Hey, Matthew say, like at work, I send positive thoughts, provoking quotes, yes, to 30 and 40 coworkers, right? Being intentional and bringing something positive yes, it has to be a mindset. You're absolutely right. It has to be a mindset. All
Uh,
right, Porter, what's going on? Good morning to you, brother. He had to stop complimenting. Yes, back to me. Yeah, so this is the thing, Porter. I know you and what it is. You probably said, and you give him that look. I like that dress, and you might, you might not be doing it. I know you're not doing it crazy, right? I know you're not doing it crazy, but I know how people can be, right?
yes.
And and I'm glad you said something, King. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hey, and this is the deal, especially with us brothers. We have a problem complimenting each other. Females, they don't have a problem. Hey, girl, like that dress, whatever. They do the grab hands. I got to get whatever. But we don't do that. However, we need to be able to say, you know what, I appreciate that, bruh. Because I do. And then let me throw it back at you. Well, look, if you interested, this is where I got this. This is where I got my hair cut. Right. This is the name of this cologne, because I used to feel away a few years ago. Actually, yeah, a few years ago, I get a brand new cologne, right? And then one time this brother came up to me, he was like, hey man, not trying to be funny, but I like that cologne. I know how to take that. I'm like, man, if you get the hell off of it, you know what I'm saying? But being real, it took me a minute. That's how I felt in my mind. I'm like, man, if you don't back up, why you sniffing me, first of all? But I had to take it in and understand, okay, you know what? He's digging this, so let me give him the name of it, because it's popular cologne. But the thing is, it smells different on other individuals. So I had to realize that. You're right. And the brother complimented me on like my jacket, like, hey man, hey, I like how you wearing that jacket. I got to be easy. You see what I'm saying? It's not like I say, hey, I want to take you out for coffee. It's not that. Yo, I appreciate that. So going back to the point, Ms. Lily Wilson said, we downplay, but we don't accept. Right? Yes. We don't accept. What you think about that, Camille?
I think it's true. And I want to go back to Porter, who said that, he tried to compliment, but he had to stop because people took it the wrong way. And I really, I'm sorry, Porter. I don't know what it is. Sometimes, it might be body language that we might not be aware of or something like that.
It's a hairy eyeball. It's a hairy eyeball.
It could be something. I don't know. I'm not saying that about you, Porter. But what I'm saying is a lot of times, because we are not used to and not conditioned to receive compliments, as soon as someone says something like that, especially if you are complimenting a woman in a certain career field where it's all males that may be getting, all kind of sideways comments all the time, you have to know your surroundings. You have to know that female sometimes, and sometimes they take it like, oh, here goes another dude just trying to holler at me, somebody else trying to, instead of just thank you and keeping it moving on. Because we don't talk about complimenting each other. We don't talk about how to receive that, even when we're in a certain state or have a low self-esteem, those low vibrations and things like that. We don't talk about how to raise those so that we don't take it as somebody trying to holler at me, but somebody just genuinely admiring me instead. You know what I mean? Not everybody that makes a comment wants to be with you. That's just you just
look. Hold on, wait, watch this. Look, hey, not everybody wants you. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody wants you. Shut up. Sit down some damn way. Be glad somebody just said, hey. You know what I mean? Look, that's probably the first low you didn't got in weeks. And now you got it. Oh, look, I can't keep him off me. Look at him. Look at him sweating. Ain't nobody sweating you. Shut up. Silly.
I'm not fooling with you today, Seth. But really, we
know they do that though. They do that. Yes, Lily, wasn't certain females think that's but the thing, and so that's the problem. A gentleman can't be a gentleman, right? But you have to flip it. Certain females can't just be a woman and say, you know what, I appreciate this in a nice looking brother. Hey, how you doing? Or just say, hey, I like that shirt you got on. Okay, I appreciate it. Keep it moving. That don't mean she trying to holler either, right? Yeah. Get off yourself. Yeah. Acting out of line. You know what I'm saying?
When you say keep it moving, I literally do that. If I see somebody or, with a nice shirt or a guy or something like that, I'm not the one that's trying to holler at people like that. And I literally say, love that shirt on you. And I'm walking. I keep going so that there's no confusion. Yeah. About, I'm like, I'm really feeling him. No, I just really like that shirt on you or that color on you. And I'm still going, smile, hey, and I'm walking on. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
you know what? So this is something. Wait, first let me holler at Matthew. All right, brother, real quick. The cologne, look up Dior Savage. Okay, Savage. Listen, you get that Savage, it's on and popping. That's all I'm gonna say. But nevertheless, this is the issue. What you have to do, and what I've realized, say what you have to say, and then break eye contact. Look. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm giving y'all some game, okay? First of all, we're going to say good morning to everybody. Good morning. This is your Sanity Check, and we're talking about vibes, how to pick up vibes and keep away negative vibes. But listen, eye contact is major. So watch this. If I say, hey, Camille, I like your necklace, all right? And if she don't keep it moving and I don't keep it moving, I just keep looking, I like that. No, break eye contact. Move. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Get it out the way. Say, I like it, appreciate it, and then I'm gone. But as soon as you keep on looking and then you walking, but your eyes ain't moving, all right, now I like that. Okay,
Yes.
now you're a creep,
Yes.
right?
And sometimes I don't
You
think
you
that
you 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 being a creepazoid.
people realize that. And if they say like my necklace or whatever, and I've seen it, and we adults on here, but eyes drop, and I'm like, okay, so it's really my necklace. You know what I mean? Like, come on now, keep it moving. And so maybe in their mind they think that, but as I'm looking, I'm like, okay, yeah, like you said, that's a creep. All right, thank you, and I'm moving it. Oh, thanks, King. Loves my shirt. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, oh, got to call in. Oh, speaking of that, we'll make let you guys know if you've got a comment, if you want to call in, the number's down below. All right, the 618-792-6747. All right, we're talking about vibes. So let's take it a step further. Now, let's talk about crystals. Now, crystals are it's not it's again it's part of the new age, different traditions, different cultures, right? But what crystals can do, crystals can help cleanse your home, it can help cleanse your body, but not all crystals does the same thing, but there's a process. All right, one of the things you have to do, you have to cleanse your crystals first. The way you cleanse your crystals is you put it in sea or salt water, okay, and then you just let it sit overnight. Okay, you cleanse them. Now, different rituals, different things. It kind of teaches you, or it would explain different ways to do that. But that's the main thing you want to do. Then you have to recharge it. You can recharge it either in direct sunlight the next day or overnight under moonlight. So it all depends. So what you think about that, Camille? You have you experienced crystals?
So I never really got into crystals. I know about them. I never really got into them for myself, but it's something that I want to try. I've had crystals, and there's certain ones that I just absolutely love. So there's pieces of jewelry that I have that are certain crystals and things like that that I would wear, but in terms of the ritualistic aspect of it, I haven't done that. But I will say this because I do know a lot about, well, not a lot about crystals, but I know some. But crystals have been around since the dawn of time. They take so many millions of years or thousands of years to form, through pressure and heat and under the Earth's surface. So you go to these caves and stuff where they have all of these crystals and everything like that. But like Seth said, this is not really a new age thing. I think we're going back to it now.
Mm-hmm.
That natural healing, that real spiritual, not religious, spiritual healing and cleansing, and trying to find holistic ways to heal our bodies and repair our bodies and our minds and things like that. So it is becoming
Mm-hmm.
popular yet again in some cultures. It has always been that way, in Indian cultures and things like that. So we're kind of now bringing it back. But what I'll say is that yes, they do have different properties. And as I looked up stuff, we talk about chakras and stuff like that. And they have, this, the third eye, first eye, all this kind of stuff in different place. You have your throat chakra, in your stomach and all this. And you would place these different crystals depending on what you needed along your body or around your body. And it will literally cleanse that space, cleanse your body. They work together. If you have different ones, you can put together around your bodies and in certain formations and things like that to help heal. And so crystals have their own compositions, and no matter what it is, that type will always be that type. So whether it's
Absolutely.
a rectangular, so the shapes that they are is based on their molecular structure. And for
Mm-hmm.
that particular one, it'll always be like that. And so there are certain energies in those crystals that really help to cleanse and to heal and to remove and to ward off and to protect and to, strip fear and anxiety and all this kind of stuff. So once you start learning about them, it's something that I'm interested in. I reached out to a friend of mine she does crystals and stuff like that and a lot of meditation, which I'm getting to again, meditation as well. But something that I am really interested in because I have a lot of stuff going on in my body right now from all this military stuff that I'm trying to cleanse and purge. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I'm really going to get into. read about it. You know, my daughter, she does them sometimes and things like that. But for myself, I had never actually done them other than wearing them in certain places as jewelry.
Okay. So here, let me kind of touch on that a little bit. Now, I have, and but I have to be cautious.
Mhm.
The reason why is because when you are doing things that's contrary to what other people are doing, you're looked at as an oddball. I already know I'm the oddball. So to a degree, I don't care. But when it comes down to the hierarchy of needs, we still want to be accepted, right? And we want to have that. We want to have that companionship, if you will, with people in general. So certain things you have to keep at a distance and just do for yourself. For example, the onyx. Okay, the onyx is the black crystal. And if you know anything about color, dark colors absorb light. Okay, so once you cleanse your onyx and recharge your onyx, and then you place it either in your home or you put it in a sack and you keep it on your person or even within your bedroom, all right? It absorbs negative energy. Hey now, hey now, think about that. So, like you said earlier, crystals have different attributes, but that one in particular absorbs negative energy. So, if you got some negative juju going on in your crib, get you an onyx, cleanse it, charge it, and place it right in the middle of your house or next to that person that's out of line. Whoever, okay? Hey, they might need to get some stuff sucked out of them, right?
Yeah.
Now, another one too, and this is on a positive note, the amethyst,
Mhm.
okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please check that out. The amethyst. It's more of a violet color, very, very beautiful looking crystal. What that does is it helps relieve stress and it creates balance when there's grief and anxiety going on. Okay. So, same thing, cleanse it, recharge it. You can either wear it as jewelry, keep it around you, or keep it in your home, or whatever it is that you want, what you want to do with that. But those are the two that I have found to be most beneficial when using them correctly. All right. So the amethyst. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And it's hundreds. I don't want to say millions because that means I would have to have looked at them all. But there are hundreds of different crystals that have different attributes to them. What you think, Camille?
Those two, quartz is another good one. So there's different
Hmm.
kinds of quartz, and there's a white quartz that's good for everything, basically. You have stuff like your turquoise, which
Yes.
is also another good one, and citrine. There's so many different ones that you can use, and you can. It's a simple look up. You can see what they are good for, what they do, their purposes, and stuff like that. But I know that quartz is another one that's basically all encompassing. It's a cleanser, it's a healer, it's a protector, it's a reliever of fear, it's a anxiety barrier, all these types of things. So you can really use that one particular one I know for several different things. So
Hmm.
you can't find some of the other lesser known ones. You can start with a quartz, and I know you can get those almost anywhere. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, can someone inbox me some of this?
Man, you better go on and Google. Man, quit playing. Listen, you got an encyclopedia on your phone. Can somebody inbox? Man, shut up. Silly. But no, wait, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you go to streamyard.com/Facebook if you want to leave a comment. All right. Make sure you do that. But no, you're absolutely right. But first of all, we need to know what we need and
Mhm.
what we want. You get what I mean? We have to know that because just like anything, not all energy is positive energy. Okay. Now that goes a little bit deeper, but I know you kind of talked about it last week, or me and you talked offline about bringing things into your home and getting that negative vibe. You want to tell us about that story?
So I had there was I'm not gonna say what it is just because I know there's a lot of things over here, but there was something that I have won, and it's just a particular like a statue type thing, and it was supposed to be all of this for people, and everybody like, oh my god, you know how much that's worth, and all this and all that. I had won it, and I'm like, yeah, but I put it in my house, and it was like, mm-mm, this ain't supposed to be here. It was something about that statue, and I couldn't. I had to remove it. So somebody came and was like, "Hey, I love that," and I was like, "You know what? You can have it. You can take it." She's like, "Do you know how much that's worth?" And I'm like, "It doesn't even matter. It's yours." Like it was like that. And there are certain things that I just absolutely. There's an energy. We talk about energy. Let me just say that real quick. Everything, living or dead, has an energy. All right. Frequency. It's scientific, it's all that quantum physics and all that kind of stuff, but everything has an energy. And if that energy is not aligned with yours, or if there's something, energies kind of warn you and all kinds of things like that, you have to be very sensitive to that. So if you walk in something and it doesn't feel right, that energy is probably off, or it could be your own energy. But
Hey,
anyway,
hey, now, see, you just said a word. You said a word.
but seriously, you
Mhm.
could be going through some things and you're looking at everybody else like, oh, they don't, but no, it's you. And you have to check. So self-awareness is very, very important when we're talking about energies and stuff like that, because like you said, the energy that we put off is what we get back. But then sometimes when that energy conflicts with others, it causes a shift, and you have to figure out, okay, is it that or is it me? And so you have to take a step back and ask that question,
Mhm.
because you can really ruin some things if you're not self-aware. So yes, with spirits attached, and so there are certain things that I can't have. I love elephants, but they have to be a certain way, and it's not just the thing. I've always been drawn to elephants. So if you look at my house, I have elephant pictures. I get them from every country that I go to. People send them as gifts and things like that. Love elephants. I used to have some giraffes, but they're gone now. But that's just my thing. But there are other animals like frogs.
Frogs. I remember you saying frogs. You don't like frogs.
Don't like frogs, don't like frog things, don't like frog stuffed animals, don't like frog nothing. Something about that just makes me really.
So, so look, Chuck. So it's a couple of things I want to touch on. A, as far as the animals, I think that is deep. I think it is really, really deep. Like Lily Wilson, she loves giraffes. Okay, she loves giraffes. And I think that if you look into what those animals mean, we can be attached to an animal for a specific reason, right? Because they all have spirits. However, we have to be conscious of how they make us feel. And King, you said something that made some sense, brother. Wanted to touch on that. Me and Camille was talking about this last week. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna try to do it real quick. Let's say, for example, an individual. Let's say I want to make a chair for my daughter. Okay, it's a piece of wood. I'm carving this chair. I'm carving this chair for my daughter. So I'm putting love in this chair. All right. I'm putting love in this chair and I'm carving it. Boo, 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 boo. Give it to my daughter. She loves it. She sits down in it because she know daddy made this chair for her. However, if you look at this chair has been charged with love. Keep in mind, just because it's solid, it's still alive. A lot of people fail to realize that, but everything is moving and everything is alive, right? Now, you take that same chair. Now she's 25 years old. She can't fit in the chair no more. We give the chair away or we put it outside. Somebody pick up the chair, but see, their mind is out of line. Okay. And they take that chair, they get in an argument with someone and they hit somebody over the head with the chair. Now, that chair, even though the love is within that chair, what the individual did with that chair is not on the chair, it's on the individual, right? So now that chair has been used other than what it was made for. So I want us to be conscious of that. So keep in mind, certain things that you bring into your home have positive charges and some have negative charges. Hey, and real quick, hey Porter, I want to let you know something too. And I'm gonna put this up here. He says that I've ditched religion and on a spiritual journey looking for personal experience, sir. Right? He says everything on Google ain't good. You're right, it's not. So what I would encourage you to do, I encourage you to look up the journey of Orisha. Okay. Now, what that is it's an African spiritual walk that talks about not just your um, ancestors, but also talk about Orisha gods and different gods. So this is along the lines of maybe the Native Americans, and they have different, they believe in different gods for different things, right? And paying homage to, let's say, the water and the air. Africans have the same thing. So look up Orisha, Orisha. Okay, check that out, and it's real good. Check it on out. All right.
I
So,
also say this to Porter too, that
what you say?
Google, I said, let me also say this to Porter as
Mhm.
well. Google isn't all bad. You have to know how to search. So
Yes.
you want to look for scholarly articles. You can look at all that stuff. The science is there. So you can look up all of that. You can look up about crystals. So you want to do peer review. You want to put scholarly articles in there, and they will come up. So all of those things that have been vetted through the scientific communities, different ones, you can find some good information through there. And you might also find some links that go back to regular Google. So how to find the information is just as important as it being out there. But it's still on Google. You just have to know what to put in there.
Yeah,
So
it's still on Google. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to find this one book that I am currently listening to because it's soothing and it's very informative. All right. So it's called, why I'm typing. Look, while I'm putting this in, Camille, tell me what else you do in your home to keep a positive vibe.
so just like anything else, I burn some incense. Music is huge.
Right on. Yeah.
I love music on the weekends. I used to get my music on and be doing my cleaning and all this kind of stuff. And it just made me feel good. And what I learned about music is it's about the frequencies. All right. So everything has a frequency. It's the rate at which, things move. And so there's a high frequency, where the sound waves are very kind of shallow, and then lower frequencies where they're a lot deeper. So when I was doing my physical therapy, my physical therapist was like, "Have you ever heard of sound therapy? I mean, sound healing?" And so it's thought that certain frequencies literally heal the body. Well, I'm gonna just tell you a little bit. So I looked up some stuff, and it's the solfeggio frequency characteristics. So there's a whole list of frequencies, and I've been listening to some at night, 528 hertz, that helps with deep sleep and stuff. But I'm just going to give you a couple of frequencies and then some things I learned about operas and stuff, or classical music. So 396 hertz, it releases fear. 417 hertz eases and initiates change. 528 hertz is healing and literal DNA repair. So there's a lot of scientific study on this stuff. So you guys can go and look at those scholarly articles and things that I was talking about. 639 hertz heals relationships. 741 hertz finds creative expression and solutions. And then 852 hertz is a spiritual homecoming. Here's what I also learned. They found out about this 528 hertz, and then there was one that's 436 or 4 something. And so this one was supposed to really kind of be a healer and all this kind of stuff. Well, they found like Hitler, the Germans or whatever, they changed the frequency of the music that they were playing to get people to kind of fall in line, so to speak. It kind of almost, I won't say hypnotized them or whatever the case was, but they found that a 400 frequency does something to your mental state, to where it kind of, like I said, it kind of hypnotizes, making people just kind of blindly follow, so to speak. Keeps them from being really, it's a word that I'm looking for, and I cannot think of the word. But anyway, it changes their
So
whole.
it keeps them calm, and it
Oh,
also keeps them
word
from
I'm
being aggressive,
aggressive. That's the word.
and combative.
Thank you, Seth. It
Mhm,
calms
mhm.
them and it keeps them from being aggressive. And so there was the good frequency that symphonies used to, or orchestras, all the Bachs and the classical music artists. They used to be at a certain frequency, and they found that they changed those during the operative, the symphonies and stuff like that, to put them in those states. Instead of a healing state, it just kind of numbs you or calms you or does some certain things to you. So the frequencies were actually changed over the years to create some different stuff going on. So, but you can look up all the frequencies and everything like that. But 528, it really is a healing, and it really restores the DNA and stuff like that. Helps with deep sleep. So I've been listening to those frequencies. They have stuff that you can find on YouTube at those frequencies, and you will literally see a difference in the way that you sleep.
So,
So,
and that's, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want you guys also to think about. You might not have known this, but I'm gonna throw something at you so that you can say, "Oh yeah, I know that feeling." Check it out. There are certain songs that you listen to that you will receive that feeling, feel like goosebumps up your neck because it hit you just right. Okay, when it hit you just right. Listen, Bob Marley wasn't joking. Hey, it's something about good music. When it hits you, you
yes,
feel no pain. However, it activates you. You
it,
understand what I'm saying? Now, there's certain individuals, and okay, yep, Mozart, absolutely right. Mozart, you can listen to him. You can listen to a lot of classical music. That
yes,
helps. However, there's other individuals, let's say certain songs, and I've actually had to look this up, but you can check it out. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, a lot of his songs was at a certain frequency. Check it out. Not only is it informative, so it activates the left side of your brain, but the harmony is to the point where it activates the right side of your brain. So people, in a sense, are grooving with a purpose.
yes,
So there's a lot of times individuals feel as though certain genres of music activate different parts of our molecular structure. Like think about the slam rock, the heavy metal, some rap. Okay, think about the stages, mental stages that it puts you in. Some makes you feel, R&B make you feel kind of more sexy and everything, right? This is real. This is real. So what Camille is talking about, listening to certain songs at different hertz, we do this all the time subconsciously. So now picture you finding the right hertz that you can actually YouTube them and just listen to them at night, finding the right hertz for a purpose. Think about that. Think about that. And the music has been around forever. And like we're talking about vibrations, ladies and gentlemen, that's all music is vibrations. And even the tone, the notes, it's just vibrations. It's just different pitches and volumes. So what you think, Camille?
absolutely. And so I found out too with the vibrations and hertz, we're all at a certain frequency, and the kind of normal range for humans is between 62 and 70 megahertz, right? And so I found also that when your internal frequency drops, meaning you're on a lower frequency, disease sets in, depressions. That's when your body becomes almost toxic. So you have to be aware of that so that you can, when you're feeling down and out and low, you have to literally, you heard the expression, raise your vibrations. You know what I mean? So you have to literally raise your vibration by surrounding yourself with positivity. So if it's the music that's going to help, or it's around people, you have to cut some people out of your life that are toxic, that are dying, mentally dying, spiritually dying. You have to cut them off because it affects your frequency as well. A lot of empaths,
Hmm.
they it's hard for them because they take on a lot of that, but they have to be very careful, because if they don't release that and raise their vibration again, they can become sick from all of the toxicity, around them, or the people complaining and all that kind of stuff that have very low frequencies around them. So raising your vibration is really a real thing. So the more I learned, I'm like, man, you really have to be careful about the food you eat, the people that you're around, the music that you listen to, the vibe that you're in. All of it is not good. All of it is not good.
No.
Become self-aware. You're able to say, hey, nope, this ain't right for me. Nope, I can't have that in my house. Nope, you can't come in my house. You know what I mean? Like everybody
and be
can. So
Yes, and I like what you're saying. So no, you can't come in the crib, but be all right with that. And ladies and gentlemen, not only are we talking about the raising vibrations, things that we need to do to keep those positive vibes, throwing them and catching them. Do you guys remember the experience, or not experience, the experiment of talking to water and freezing it?
mhm,
Okay, the words that you say are vibrations. You dig? So what they did was the experiment was talking, giving water positive affirmation, and then freezing it and watching the beautiful crystals. Then they did it again, but giving them negative words, speaking negative and talking harsh. And so it looked real crazy. The thing is the words that we say to ourselves, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
are impactful. It's the things that we say, it's still vibrations. So like you said earlier, when you talk about the sickness and things of that nature, that means your body is more susceptible to mess. Okay, now don't get me wrong, you just can't will yourself to be healthy. You still got to put in that work. Just don't say, hey, I'm healthy, I'm healthy, and you just smashing Big Macs. No, that ain't it. Okay, however, when you speak it, you believe it, where your mind go, your body will follow. You feel me? So it's not just running off at the jibs, just talking about what you're going to do. It's about really the vibration is moving. All right, it's creating a an experience. It's creating the environment within to do something positive. So the things that you say to yourself is important, and also, like you was talking about earlier, bringing individuals in your crib. Those are, hey, I've said it before. I say it again. Those spiritual vampires that suck it out of you, that suck you dry. All right,
yes,
if you let them, and then this is the crazy part. Then they gonna go home.
yes,
And then what happened? You left there dry and mad at
yes.
everybody, but you the one that let them in the crib.
Yes, mess
Watch
up
out
your
now.
whole energy in your house, the whole, and you like, what in the world?
And they
And I've
gone.
done that. Yes, against what I knew, and allowed those people to come in my house. And when they left, I had to go. I'm like, okay, I got to break this thing out. I got to do something because this is not the energy that I want in my, in my space. But I think it's really important. One of my favorite poems, most people know, is the one that says, "Watch your thoughts." They become your words, watch your words. They become your habits, watch your habits. They become your behaviors, and it goes on and on and on, whatever, to your destiny. But the more I thought about this thing, it really is because even your thoughts are a vibration. Your thoughts have energy. So that thing that everything that is conceived on earth begins as a thought.
Yes.
Everything,
Everything.
everything that is made. So the energy and the power of just the thought can manifest so much. And I'll just go back. I read a couple of years ago. It's called the book called The Secret. I don't know if anybody has
Oh
read that.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
so the secret, and so I started doing stuff, and let me say where I'm at now. Okay, I look back when I was going through that, and on my way, I said I'm gonna start with green lights or red lights. Every morning I would leave, and these lights would be red, and I stopped and I stopped, and I said, okay, well, if they say my mind could change the power of these things, so I intentionally left at the same time, and I'd be like, every light is gonna be green. Every light is gonna be green. Smooth sailing all the way to work. Never a red light. So I was like, okay, first time I'm like, all right, let me see. And so, that manifesting that thought. But then here I am right now. Years ago, I had wrote down some things because I was like, this whole with the secret, manifesting my thoughts, where I want to be, all this stuff. I don't know that I really believed it, but I was like challenging myself. So I'm like, this is what I want to do. I start doing all of these things. And a podcast. Never even thought about it. But here it
Hey,
is.
hey.
Going back over my, I know, right? Hey, hey, those things, and then talk about alignment, right? So where your thoughts are, that energy goes, it connects those that are in alignment with what you have, and people don't know, but me and Seth have never actually met in real life.
Mm-mm.
We've only met online here. And so people go, well, the energy between you guys is so good. And it looks like you guys, how long y'all been knowing each other? And I'm like, you wouldn't even believe, and how we got connected. But it will shift everything to make those connections that are necessary for whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, those thoughts. And looking back on my Facebook timelines and those things that come up that I said years ago that are now happening in my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I spoke that into my own life. I thought I was just saying whatever it was, but I was actually talking to me,
Mhm.
and it manifested in my life. And so the power of that, when I go back and I do those reflections and things like that, I'm like, wow,
Yeah,
you can, anything you put your mind to, you can. Now there are some limitations. I get it. But you know what I mean? Basically anything you put your mind to, you can make it happen.
you can. You can. And so I would like to touch on this. I am a big, big advocate to the secret and vision boards. However, and ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what vision boards is, this is when you put stickers, you write things down as far as what it is that you want in the future. However, being an accountability coach, I before you do a vision board, you need to have an accountability board, a reflection board. Chances are the things that you're putting on your vision board for 2021 was the same things that you have for 2020. So the reflection is, what is it that you didn't stop doing
Mhm.
to, you get what I'm saying? So you can get that. Who was it that you didn't stop talking to
Mhm.
that would prevent you from reaching that goal? So before you put the, have these words of affirmation, things that you want, you need to be honest with yourself and say, hey, this is what I don't want in order to get what I want. You feel me?
Yes.
Because those two things cannot operate and basically work in the same space.
Mhm.
They can't do that. So I don't know where you are in your walk, right, or which vision, but realize this: you can't have junk and greatness occupy the same space, but you want greatness. You have to be honest with yourself and remove the mess. So Miss Monique, she said something. She said, so when I feel depression coming on, is there a certain type of music that I can listen on? So my suggestion that works for me, obviously do your own research and maybe you can chime in, Camille. What I like to listen to is Inya. Okay. Inya, she's a what, Celtic singer, and but it's not really the words, because she doesn't really sing words, but it's more of harmonizing and it's relaxing, it's calming. So her name is spelled Enya. All right, I'll put it up here in a minute. So Enya, she has the song, sail away, sail away, sail away, do. Hey, I'm telling you, look here, you get the real good headphones and you cut up the basses a little bit if you like that thump, and
Yes.
chill out, get everybody out your crib, go into your room and your Zen room. You feel me? Find your, what they call them, she sheds. Get into your she shed, put on some Enya. Seriously, and this is just me. This is what I've done. You check it out and just listen and vibe out to it. It is dope. What you think, Camille? What music do you listen to?
I used to love Enya. And I'm telling you, when I was in a kind of a depressive state, going through, divorce and things like that, I wore Enya out, wore it out, wore her out, whatever. And it really is something very soothing about that music. It's different. It's weird. It's not really a lot of words. It's just that harmony, that melody, that whatever. And I also like Afro beats.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
me, the beat of the drum is just that heartbeat, and it just is in sync with me. And that thing just brings me out of everywhere. I don't care if I hear any kind of like a drum beat, that deep bass, that, it just completely changes, you know, where I'm at. Automatically, I don't know what it is about the beat of that drum, but it automatically puts me in a different place. And I'm just like, yes, it's just real soulful, gets down, and I just really feel it. And it kind of releases a lot of the stuff that's pent up. It just releases a lot of the anger, the anxiety, the all this, and that thump, that thump, that thump, that thump. Like, man, I just can't explain it. But anybody that knows me, they'll tell you I love that. That's my thing.
Right. No, that's dope. But and what I'm gonna say for my last point, because I want to make sure we wrap up, is find out what you need for you.
Yes.
First, ask yourself what it is that you want to feel, and then take those steps to making that possible. So you said something that I can agree with, those drums. All right. And it activates something in you. And I hate to kind of deter people from what I'm going to say, but it's it's a part of us, believe it or not. It's a part of us, and it's more than just what we hear. It's part of our DNA. If you don't believe it, whatever, you don't have to, but I challenge you. I challenge you to give it a try. All right, give it a try. See what the crystals do. Right? See what the crystals do. Look at your house, cleanse your home. Even if it's just painting a wall and just changing, the mood a little bit just by, adding the accent wall. It is very, very, very soothing. But your music, that can help you out. The people, they can help you out and they can hurt you too. Cut them off. Some of them, hey, listen, some of them can stay on your friends list. All you gotta do is mute them. Boom, I don't want to see them for 60 days. Get out of here. Because why? I'm trying to get my life together. Right on. And seeing you post these old ratchet posts about nothing just because you want some attention, I don't need that in my life. You dig? Hey, go ahead, Camille. What's your last word?
I was gonna say, that's very true, because even when you raise the vibration on your Facebook page, what you post is what you get back. So I noticed that as I started posting more positive stuff, that's the only stuff that would come up. And so I don't see a lot of that wretchedness anymore. I know it's there, but I don't see it anymore because it filters out, and it kind of gets all of those people who are on the same frequency as you, the same like-mindedness as you. And so there's a different audience that you will attract when you change just what you put out on your Facebook page. So that energy that you put out is what you get in. And if people are like, oh, I see all this, I don't see that on my timeline. I see a lot of positivity on my timeline, people who are doing things. So raising the frequency or vibration of your Facebook page will literally change your mood. You don't have to see all of that stuff. But I think that, with the toxic people, the food that you eat, you ingest in your body. We talked about that the other week as well. But that too has a frequency. And those things can heal or they can hurt. So you have to be conscious. Water, again, you freeze water, you say things to it, it has a certain type of frequency. I mean, it creates certain crystal patterns and things like that. But that water is cleansing when used, correctly. And so being careful of what you surround yourself with, being self-aware of your own frequencies that you're putting out there, your own energy that you're putting out there, so that you can say, hey, maybe I need to step back, that your energy also affects other people. So let me get myself together for a minute before I, go out there and try to do something, because you'll be trying to say one thing, but your energy is saying something totally different.
You feel me?
You're sending mixed messages. So you have to be very, very self-aware. And like I said, the crystals and everything, there's so much information out there about the crystals, about music. It really is a simple click of a couple of words. And there's so much information out there that you can find. So finding what works for you, but being aware enough to know that, hey, sometimes I need to intentionally raise my vibration.
That's right.
I'm not where I need to be. So that's my little 2 cents on this catching the vibe, and then connecting with people who are like-minded and who will encourage and support you and be honest with you and help you to see yourself, how you are. And you have to be open to receive that as well. So my couple cents.
Right on. So where can people find you at, ma'am?
That is my website right there, www.aspiretogrowhigher.com. And you can purchase my book. I have a book. It's called Empowering Our Girls. And you can find it on that website there. You can catch me on Facebook, Camille Stevenson Thomas. And you can catch me every Saturday right here on Sanity Check.
Hey. And then if you don't know, and if you want to get your mind right, you can always get the black collar mindset, right? So you can get that accountability in there. Hold yourself accountable and stop worrying about other people. Because I do believe when you get your life right, everything else is going to fall into place, and some individuals will fall out of place. Can you dig it? But this has been, first of all, I want to thank you guys for being on and joining us. Thank you. Hopefully that you appreciate this new this platform. This is dope. And yes, we're going to continue to do this. So challenge yourself this week and then into the next week till we see you. Write down some positive words of affirmation and then post them. Right on. Post them just so we can see what you're doing and so other people can see, because I think it's extremely important to have accountability partners. If it's just, hey, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. Yes, you are, but keep the googly eyes away from it. You are you beautiful, beautiful, or are you bootiful? Hey, bootylicious. Listen, just keep it chill. Don't be creepy. And I want you all to make sure you have a great, great, great week. Right on.
One more thing,
Yes.
not just that, but I challenge you to do that for someone else. Give someone else a compliment. Leave a sticky note on their desk or on their car or something like that, not in a creepy way, but leave a compliment and see how it
Mhm.
changes how that person reacts. Don't
That's
have to
right.
put your name on it. Just a simple, you are amazing. You are
Mhm.
beautiful. Thank you
Yes.
for what you do. Your work is awesome. Just a little
Yes.
thing like that, how that can change the atmosphere in your workplace. So I'm
Absolutely.
telling you to do that.
Yes.
So
Hmm. A little note. Spell check first. Hey, make two. Write the first one and make sure you spell it right before you say you are awesome and you forget some letters you did. It happens. It happens. But anyway, we'll see y'all next week. All right,
thank
later.
you.